Our next segment is covering the conversation surrounding immigration. With the new laws changing every day, some people may have a couple questions, right? Saman Movasagi Gonzalez, managing attorney of U.S. Immigration Law Council and our trusted immigration law advisor. Well, she's here to answer a few questions on this. Welcome back.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yes, no problem. So DeSantis and other leaders in Florida are really trying to push local officials in the state to sign agreements with ICE under the 287G program. Yes. What should we know about this program?
Sure. So this is a program right now that comes from the Immigration and Nationality Act, and it allows state and local law enforcement officials to really work very closely with ICE, and in a lot of ways almost become like pseudo ICE officers in the process of even detaining, transporting, and possibly even deporting undocumented immigrants from the state of Florida.
So, Samantha, say someone were to be approached, by authorities. Do they have to answer the questions being asked? And is there power in silence or risk in being silent?
You always have the right to remain silent, okay? But then what comes after that? And what is the reason for a local law enforcement to be asking you about your immigration status? And that actually brings up another issue, which is a Florida law that we have called SB 4C, which makes it a crime to be in the state of Florida if you've entered the U.S. illegally. So right now, people who have been in Florida maybe 5, 10, 15, 20 years, and they entered the United States illegally, if they're in Florida, they're actually committing a crime. And if a local law enforcement officer has probable cause to ask this person what their status is, and they cannot prove that they're otherwise legal to be here, then they are committing a crime. And this actual section of law right now is being litigated because a federal judge said, no, you can't do that. And then the Florida Attorney General told local law enforcement officials, don't worry about what the judge says, keep doing that. And there's a hearing coming up in the next couple of weeks to determine how this law is going to go. That is actually separate than the 287G program that local law enforcement officials have in relationship with the federal government in facilitating deportation. So there's a lot of pressure coming on in the state of Florida from ICE officials and from local law enforcement to really be able to detain and deport as many people as they possibly can. Now, somebody is going to be pulled over, they're going to be asked for their identification. The now FHP, Florida Highway Patrol, can ask, are you a citizen? At that moment, a lot of people, out of panic, if they're a citizen, probably say, yes, I'm a citizen. I don't have anything to hide. I'm a U.S. citizen. But what if you're not and you're in another status? Maybe you're legal here, but the officer doesn't know or doesn't have the training to know what that status means. That becomes another issue. So, whether they have the right to remain silent, yes, but then the officer needs to know what that person's status is, and things can escalate until it is proven. So we're in a very sticky situation right now, and everybody wants to do the right thing and help out with it, but where do we draw the lines between the state acting like the federal government and how much of that is really allowed?
It's so much. It's so much, but I guess that's where you guys come in to kind of help and break things down, because at that moment you don't know what to say, you don't know how to explain. Where can we get in touch with you to get more questions answered and to help us kind of maneuver through this climate?
Well, definitely. I mean, we're very easily accessible. We have phone lines that are open Monday through Friday from 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. Our website is www.us-ilc.com, and we're also very active on social media. Our handles is immigration_attorney_SAM or SAMAN, and definitely our phone number 954-589-1180. You're more than welcome to give us a call, make an appointment. If you have concerns, if people who are residents who want to become a U.S. citizen and they want to make sure that they're eligible and they're qualified for it, we also help with that. So definitely all immigration issues.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you so much for what you're doing.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming back.
Yes, thank you.